This is Anand Mahajan, your instructor for this course. Now in this short lecture I am going to tell you about a very special clause, finally.
This video is brought to you by Appy Pie Academy.
Finally clause is used to execute some statement or statements, irrespective whether exception occurs or not. Right. So finally will always be executed whether exception has occurred, that means the control has come through except block, or whether exception has not occurred, that is control has not come through the except block. Okay, so let's do one thing. Here I would write finally colon and print all deallocation processes will take place here. Now what are deallocation processes? When suppose we are working with the database and that database has to be closed once the task is finished, right? Whether an exception occurred or that exception did not occur, even then this finally block will be executed and that database has to be closed, its connection has to be closed. So in that case finally block will be executed. Similarly, if we are working with the file and once we are finished, whether an exception occurred or not occurred, because file has already been opened, like the database was opened, the file has to be closed in all circumstances. So we will write it in the finally block. So finally block is basically used to deallocate the resources. By deallocating the resources I mean like closing a file, closing the database connection, etc. Later on when we will be dealing with files, I will be telling you how to use this finally clause with the opened files that we want to close when the operation is ended. Okay, so let me execute this program. Value of b is 0, exception will occur, control will come into the except block, but after that, before going to this common statement, this print Mahajan computer's phone number, this it will pass through finally. Control shift F10. Okay, as you can see, this message is coming from this finally block. All deallocation processes will take place here. Now suppose no exception occurs. Now value of b is 2, denominator is 2, that means there is not going to be any problem with the division. After printing this quotient, control of course will not go to this except block because there wasn't any exception, but it will pass through finally block, right? Control shift F10. Okay, as you can see, the division result was shown, quotient was shown, and after that again it passed through this finally block. So finally block is used to execute a statement or a set of statements in all circumstances, whether exception occurs or exception does not occur.